So, Craig Sullivan, I go from being busy to returning home to an empty house. Well, not completely empty, lots of cats, but so much went on all week for me. I think I've totally lost track of time. How are you, man?
I'm doing great, brother. It's certainly not gone through everything that you and Mrs. Hausman have gone through this week, but
nope. Crazy.
I think it's time for Movie Club.
No. Oh,
we're going to have that cinematic masterpiece.
Yeah.
The packaging, Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man. Good idea. Mediocre script. 2 actors with attitude, and a mixed bag of supporting actors. Tom Sizemore, Giancarlo, whatever his name is from Star Wars now, and a bunch of other actors. But it was really a bad movie through a bad studio. So, is this the wrong show for that? I thought we're doing Movie Club today.
No. Today's not Movie Club. Today's Drinking Club.
Time for it on it.
Hey everybody, welcome to the one and only Friday Night Audit, the only show in hospitality that reinforces the notion that, yes, you do make poor life decisions. That's Craig Sullivan. I'm Glenn Hausman. How are you today, man?
I'm doing great, brother. How are you?
I'm all good. But it's really weird, man. You know, it's I'm calling myself Empty Nest G today because my boys are they're off, they're at college, and I'm childless now, and I don't know what to do. I keep wandering around the house thinking I need to do things, and there's no stuff to pick up off the floor. Things are organized now. It's strange.
No cooking dinner for 4. You know, it's just the 2 of you now. So yeah, big change.
How many times have you and or your wife called them since they left?
Good question.
I think there's about 7 minutes where she was not calling either one of them or texting them.
How about you?
I've been texting a couple of times a day. I haven't done any phone calls yet. So I just saw, I just dropped off the other one the other day. So yesterday. So that was the last time I saw him. So there you go. So I got my official.
Did you cry?
No, I did not cry. I did have a couple of moments where I was feeling a little verklempt, as you would say in Yiddish. But other than that, no. But I did get myself a nice Franklin and Marshall T-shirt over here. So I got that. You'd think $75,000 a year, these colleges would throw in a T-shirt with it, but no, you got to go to the swag shop. By the way, this shirt more.
Way to go, Dave.
That's real great. All right, I don't know what's going on. If all of you are seeing that you're having some sort of issues with seeing my face over here. If I keep freezing up, it's not my internet service. It's I'm so nervous. I keep freezing up over here. I don't know what's going on. It must be storms or something like that, which is really strange because it's pretty sunny outside right around here.
Well, I think our guest is having some.
Yeah, we got to bring in our guest, don't we?
It was raining in Manhattan when I left today, so maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, absolutely interesting. All right. I think it's time for you, Craig, to introduce our incredible guest today. Who we got?
Who was just on last month.
The one, the only, the man with all the answers when it comes to the development pipeline globally, Mr. Bruce Ford, and sports fan.
Bruce, man, welcome back to the show.
I thought I had all the answers to all the sports questions you desired.
You did. That as well.
Amy says, just keep smiling so when you freeze, you don't look goofy.
Now, Glenn, the F&M on the front of your shirt, I think we should go throughout the show allowing all attendees to come up with their own interpretation of what F&M is.
Fresh out of money.
Okay. We could go with that one. I was going to go with free and mischievous.
Oh, yeah. I like that. So, Craig, I don't know if you know this, but I got to see Bruce Ford this week. Unfortunately, it's for a very short period of time, little fraction of time over there for about 2 hours. But at least I got to see you. That was fun.
Yes.
You on stage. Hey, come on.
Yeah, and
Great.
we had a brief reprise of the Glenn and Bruce show.
Yes.
A brief reprise. And then he did something to try and shut me up, and I felt right at home.
Good.
He's like, but Bruce, off the tangent and come back to center, will you? Jeez, it feels like old times.
You know what? I just can't help myself. Now, Bruce, I'm feeling really thirsty, so let's get right to this. Bruce Ford, what are you drinking today?
So, as part of my acceptance back into the club, I had to bring on a new drink. So tonight, I introduce you to Adicto Tequila.
Ooh,
it is a fine añejo. And oh, is it fine? So the bottle, extremely unique, makes you feel a little twisted. But then, if you think it's gone, no, you have another shot in the cap. Okay.
That's hysterical. That's your last chance emergency shot.
So I think it's quite perfect. So for all out there, cheers.
Nice.
Hey, cheers. Happy Friday, everybody.
Happy Friday.
So that's great. I would be drinking tequila right now, but usually I have a rule that I don't cook on Friday nights. But tonight I've been called into action. I've got to make up. I got to make us some dinner tonight, so I can't drink tequila because I got to be able to, stay awake.
Cook with tequila.
Oh yeah. Ooh. That's
so
a
will
really
you
good idea.
be are we going beef tartare tonight, Glenn? What do you
No,
say?
I'm making for my wife and her best friend who's staying here this weekend some salmon, and I'm making myself a whole branzino, some asparagus and some potatoes tossed in some garlic oil, salt, pepper, garlic with some fresh thyme and rosemary. Yeah.
Very cool.
And will we be smoking a butt this weekend?
No, not this weekend. However, Labor Day weekend, the smoker will be in full effect. So we're gonna be making some ribs. We'll be doing all that kind of good stuff.
Well, you gotta close the pool house in style, right?
So sad. My pool heater has been broken all summer long, but it's finally getting fixed right now as we speak, just in time to close it up in a couple of weeks. So very excited. Very excited about that.
How many times did you actually use the pool this summer?
I'm afraid if my wife's watching, no, a few times. Not like this was not a normal summer. We don't usually vacation like we did this summer, and the last couple of summers being trapped at home, it was like a daily affair. So
were you one of those luxury travelers, Glenn, that escaped North America and went to Europe because it's on the biggest sale we've ever seen before?
No, I chose to do the exact opposite and go to Hawaii and spend my kids' college education on a couple of meals.
But okay.
Literally,
the sushi was good.
Literally like 2 meals.
I think
one of them was.
Well, I think you and I stayed at the same place once in our lifetime there, and I found some really nice restaurants on that road. By that shared space. I really enjoyed some of those. Those people were so lovely, Craig. Down the road from there, it was just great. Be darned if I can remember the name of the place, but we ate there twice. It was good. It certainly was good. So that's one of the things out there. I mean, are other people taking advantage of the sale in Europe? I mean, holy cow, it's 35% off right now.
Yeah, 35% off on everything, it seems like right now going to Europe. So
not only that, but the exchange rate, right?
Well, that's the sale. It's on par.
Sorry, I'm looking up something because I had a statistic on novacancynews.com that I was hoping to find.
I can tell you, I have probably 10 friends that have told me that they've gone to somewhere in Europe this summer because it was so damn cheap. The flights aren't cheap because of the gas.
Yeah.
So the flights are pretty much comparable, but everything else is cheap.
I mean, you're going to see that. I think you're going to see that stick around for a little while with everything else going on over there.
Sure.
You know, the only time I really think you might see, really, you're only going to see, I think it kind of get a little more expensive is if the U.S. dollar starts to, exhaust out just based on, hawkish policy. But right now, the energy crisis and all the inflation crisis over there, it should stay pretty low for a little while.
You know, when you say energy crisis, I think of 1973's actual energy crisis.
What is that?
Yeah.
You don't know anything about that.
My boss was actually telling me today. My boss was actually telling me today that he thought that there's a real possibility that some of the manufacturers in Europe, because of their rate of consumption of raw materials, were going to be asked to shut down for periods of time through the end of the year to conserve. Which was just like, whoa, that's Cold War times. We haven't seen that in a long time. But
now
he thought it was a real possibility.
My question for you guys, in your experience, based on what was said today at Jackson Hole and things like that, do you see there being a concern of a recession here? And is that going to limit how much travel happens?
This is a fun topic for Friday night. Cheers.
I think we can make it pretty simple. I can make it pretty simple. Okay. The CEOs would rather we vote red in November. Okay. So they're going to pump that as hard as they can, because if we go into a recession, it's Biden's fault. So, and that helps them. So it will be inflated to the point that it will make you want to puke. But that's going to be their position.
Yeah.
Don't you think, Craig?
Later, then.
What's that, Dave?
Say again.
Let Craig answer. What's your thoughts, Craig?
No, I think there's a lot of possibilities. I think Bruce is right about the death cult GOP pointing a finger at Biden, with the recession. But I lived through several of them, and the way we keep putting people on the jobs market and a few other things, I just don't know how bad this is going to be. This one's just a complete mystery to me. When our last financial meltdown happened, I saw that coming, and I was listening to a lot of very, very smart people that got me thinking that, that was going to happen. And right now, I don't know how this is going to go one way or the other.
I know how it's going to go in a totally different direction, because I don't think we need to be talking about this kind of fun stuff tonight.
Well,
I want to talk about travel. What?
Financial crisis makes us want to drink. Okay. So
well, that's good.
Yeah.
What's wrong
with a couple of gentlemen sitting around having drinks talking about the world, Glenn? But Amy has a good question.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
She wants to know what's the best website to find a good flight deal, because she's thinking about going to France for Ed's birthday and 60th birthday.
Now, I think we might be the wrong people to ask, because I'm always going to delta.com no matter what, but I think kayak's probably a good start. What do you guys think?
Kayak.
Well, if you're going to Paris, you got to fly Air France anyway. So, I mean, just buy it direct. It gets you better access to cancellations. It gets you better access to if the flight moves around. You buy a third-party site, you're susceptible to all of that.
I would say if you're flying, do the same thing like when you're shopping for hotels. Use those third-party and those OTA sites to source quick, accessible pricing for a variety of carriers. But then once you find where you want to go to the carrier's website and book direct. And obviously follow what Bruce is saying.
Yeah, that's actually, I'm going to put up this one. That's exactly what Nikki Fox is saying. I use kayak, then usually go direct. If you don't mind, Dave, let me just put up this one comment. FNA Amy is asking, Franklin and Marshall, that's where my son Jacob is attending college.
To all the viewers out there, Bruce already threw the challenge out. Give us your own interpretation of what you think FNM means.
Yep.
So
and make it as dirty as possible, okay? This is an X-rated show already, all right? Just because we have to look at Glenn all the time.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So with Bruce, we're going to be traveling a lot, I think, this particular fall. And California, Craig, Bruce for Lodging Econometrics, and Empty Nest G will all be at the Lodging Conference, for example. Next week, I'm going away, and I'm traveling every other week at least through the fall. So I got to be thinking about all of the travel that we do and what people are thinking when we're on airlines. And Travel Leisure Magazine put out an article this week on the things that annoy flight attendants. So obviously we know all of them, but I thought it might be interesting if
put that back up, David.
Oh, wait, I didn't even see because I was bringing up the article. What fucking money.
Good one, Dickie.
I was thinking fellatio and masochism, but all right.
Okay, that's another champion. We'll award one winner at the end of the show. So,
they can be our next guest.
So people are thinking on airlines, that person is disgusting. Where the hell are your shoes? Okay.
All right. So the first one is just gross, touching a crew member without their consent, more like, don't poking or tapping or something like that. Who does shit like that? That's ridiculous.
Wait, come on. Really? Who does something like that? Come on. Have you not? You see, this is why everybody needs to work. You know how in Israel, they make everybody work in the army or the military for 2 years? They need to make...
I don't think that's working, though. I think it's being drafted into the military.
Right, but you have to spend 2 years in the military. I think they need to make everybody in this world spend 2 years in some type of hospitality operation, restaurant, server, bartender, front desk agent, and no. And I'm going to say why, Craig. Because you have to be in the front of the house and deal with the general public.
Yeah.
To learn how stupid the general public can be.
You walk out your front door and figure that one out. Come on.
Yeah.
It's a different level.
But it's I agree with Dave. It's so different in a hotel. Some people, I mean, first of all, they're expecting service like a maid is waiting on them hand and foot at $69 a night. So we all know that ain't coming their way. But I mean, calling the desk on their friend next door who's, yelped at the TV once. Oh my God, he's being so loud. And, bringing their 80-pound service animal into the hotel.
Don't talk about my son that way.
Now, have you guys ever heard of the Instagram account? We're going to throw a shout out to this person I truly don't know. But it's in line with what you're talking about, Glenn, called passenger shaming.
Oh, fun.
I'm familiar with this.
So it's an Instagram account started by, I'm pretty sure, a flight attendant.
Ex-flight attendant.
Curator of cringe.
Yeah.
And basically, it is submitted videos of people doing cringy things on flight.
Oh, somebody. So in this image, for people watching it, listening on the audio feed, bare feet on top of the seat, above the screen,
right over somebody's head,
right over somebody's head. There's a lot of barefoot type stuff. I mean,
that's disgusting.
So what do you do if you're the person whose feet or whose head is?
Why is there a cat on top of a seat in there? Who brings a cat on a plane and lets it walk around?
Apparently this person does, and someone's petting it. So
that's a cute cat.
I would tell you, I confront anybody who's in my personal space, whether they're next to me or behind me or in front of me. I confront them.
No! Stop it!
No!
Now we're looking.
We're going beyond X now.
An assortment of gross feet. Thank you. That was awesome.
That's disgusting.
Well, you guys wanted to stop talking about financial pitfalls. Now we're talking about
passenger shaming is a real thing.
So now, what the F was?
I think that's a flight attendant.
That's a flight attendant.
That was pretty impressive, though.
I'm going to assume this is a Southwest flight.
Yeah, that has to be a Southwest flight. That fits in with their culture. So the flight attendant put their arms on top of seats on either side of the aisle, flipped upside down, closed 2 luggage racks
with their feet.
With their feet. How pretty cool is that?
What are our thoughts?
What was that? Oh,
So
yoga in the center aisle. There you go.
Well, that's a Cirque du Soleil show. They charge everyone $50 a head for that one.
So check it out if you guys want to see more. But it's the Instagram
Passenger shaming is
passenger shaming. Check them out. They're a good account. I like them.
I also like. I used to look at people of Walmart back in the day.
Yeah.
That was really funny. So another thing go on. So
real quick before you go, what are your guys' thoughts?
Where you go? Where are you going, Glenn?
What are your guys' thoughts as frequent flyers on the very controversial product, the knee defender?
What, the knee defender?
You guys know what the knee defender is?
Oh, it prevents people from putting their seats back or something?
Yes.
I do.
Yep.
So there seems to be a very big okay, I guess we should preface it by saying, what are your thoughts on people reclining their seats on a flight?
I mean, if the seats recline, they recline. But that being said, I'm not a big fan of it when you're in regular economy and you can't open your computer all the way to actually work when their seats recline. So that's a problem, but it's not their fault.
You know, I agree with Glenn, and I think if you're on a flight and you're in regular economy and LA to New York, New York to LA, whatever the case may be, and food service starts, at least have a little courtesy for the person either in front of you or behind you. Put your seat back up so that they're not trying to maneuver and not bang their head on the seat in front of them while they're trying to eat. It's ridiculous. But, unlike Glenn, who's always in first class, I
wish.
That's the majority of my life in economy.
I'm all about Comfort Plus these days. I'm finding
so then Bruce, with that said, Bruce, what are your thoughts on your frequent flying of the knee defender? This has caused fights.
Yep.
This has caused
people
being kicked off of planes. I think there may be even a new FAA regulation on this. I'm not 100% sure on that.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if there's going to be, because it's if the seat reclines, you have a right to recline, period. Okay. Yep. And I may not love it. Okay. But I can tell you, I have been on plenty of flights where there is food service, and the flight attendants now have pretty much taken the tack that everybody's seat's going up during food service. So they actually push your seat forward if it's leaned back. And I've had that happen on Singapore Air, on Air France, on Delta, especially when you're flying international, when they do food service multiple times.
Right.
They push your seat right up. You can't recline and eat.
Good.
So I'm all right with people reclining. Okay. It's not the most comfortable scenario, but at this point, it's kind of like they have the right to do it. So let them do it. If you don't like it, buy a better seat.
And honestly, because I am full of love and light, I have learned to sleep with the seat straight up. So I don't have to, honestly, the tilt is so little, it doesn't really make a fundamental difference in my life at all. So a lot of times I forget to even put it back.
But do you wear your neck pillow correctly, Glenn?
I don't wear a neck pillow.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't feel deserving.
You know, all the people that wear the fastener in the front are dumb. You're actually supposed to wear the full pillow in the front underneath your chin. Okay.
I had no idea.
Most people don't know that.
Yeah.
Okay. The fastener goes in the back. Kid.
Well, there's your new Instagram page right there.
Cheers to that.
Oh, you see. Now this is a picture of a whole travel pillow thing where you lean forward and into it. Who wants to carry something
most
that
carry-ons bags? What the hell is that? I'm not taking that on a plane.
Hey, Glenn's got his airline pillow is like a balloon. It fits over his head. David, you should have that picture from some time ago.
Well, why don't we just put it on him now? I mean, some of these freeze shots that he's coming up with, I mean, we have to screenshot this shit. He had one where his tongue was actually out. I mean, Dave, we got to get a quick screen grab.
Dave's doing a great job now, but that he's not distracted by like HR issues and stuff.
Yeah,
like
you
that.
know, I actually get to focus on this on here. Durain said real quick before we go back to the flight attendants, father and mother are broke now and can only afford this T-shirt.
That's a good one.
Will the boys going to college put a dent in the amount of times you go see fish?
All right, Glenn. So I had two.
No, because certain things you cannot compromise on in life.
See, that's a good freeze. That one just happened. So there's two more. Okay.
Yep.
So do you have their campus location on your weather app on your phone?
No, I do not. But that's an interesting idea. So we can harass them at 7 a.m. Don't forget to wear your sweater.
Right. All right.
So it looks like it's gonna be rainy out. Wear a slicker.
Let me ask you guys something. You're both traveling international. Have you guys got into one of the?
That is true. I am going to Florida next week.
No. Florida should not be part of the union. I agree with you. That's America's limp something.
Float that bitch out to sea.
Anyway, go on.
If you guys used an airline that has the sleeping pods, have you used those yet?
I've had a Delta One, which is not. It's like you put the whole seat flat and stuff like that. It's a big area, but it's not like you can't close stuff off to have privacy.
Okay.
I've never done that.
Sent you that picture. See, there's Glenn on his flight.
What the hell is that?
Durain says, Bruce, Durain just dropped her daughter off at college. She does have the weather app with her location.
Of course. I think that Glenn's probably got three things in his near future. First of all, the weather app. Okay. The second thing is what's their favorite restaurant so I can order delivery for them when I'm feeling lonely.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, they're going to be able to do it. They're going to be able to do it themselves. I gave them each a credit card on my account to use when I give them permission.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh boy, are you going to be combing that bill?
So what's the date? And how does it relate to the audit where we review the first month expenditures? That should happen right around the lodging conference. Right?
Yeah, right. No, I trust my boys implicitly. They're good kids, and they know what the boundaries are and what's appropriate. You know.
Okay.
Right. I'm sorry. I completely.
Plus, after I got their tuition bills, they have more money than I do anyway. So I'm gonna be hitting them up for some free dinners.
I completely jacked up Glenn's segment. So, Glenn, let's go back to the flight attendants. What else?
No, it's fine. That's the whole idea of this show. So this is a really dumb one. Something that also pisses them off is people coming on board and asking for water immediately upon boarding. I mean, you don't really need to do that. There's water fountains right outside. Grab yourself a drink. Come on into the into the plane. I like to arrive well hydrated. I don't know about you guys.
A lot of flyers don't understand that that's a good thing to do. They just don't understand. It's like they're going out into the vortex of the solar system, and they've lost all common sense.
Yep.
It also depends on what you're using for hydration.
Also true.
What is the most hated? I know the answer to this. I'm sure you guys do. What is the most hated drink that flight attendants have to pour on the flight?
Coffee?
No.
Water?
Nope.
Well, I
hope it's not cranberry juice.
Well,
It is Diet Coke.
Yeah.
Because at 30,000 feet, the pressure or something with the chemistry, I don't know, makes it very hard to pour because it fizzes up so much.
Yep.
So any diet soda fizzes so much during flight that it just takes forever.
Yeah, it's
to
all
settle,
the fake. It's all the fake
finish.
sweetener in there.
Wow, that's
We learned
interesting.
something new. We can call it a day and goodbye.
Yeah.
Everybody.
I'm not even the frequent traveler. What the hell?
Well, the other interesting factoid is apparently you guys will probably know this, but folks that don't travel a lot may not realize that your taste buds don't work as well at 37,000 feet. So they have to overly flavor stuff, and because the food tastes dull, so they have to add a lot more salt and fat and all that kind of stuff. The airline things. Plus, they have to come in at a very, very specific weight. Like every meal needs to be like 6 ounces or something like that.
Dave the chemist. My chemistry skills go way different off than soda. But finish up, Glenn, because I have a segment I want to add to
That's true. I don't know if anyone knows this, but the creators of Breaking Bad actually asked Dave for advice on how to make good meth. Yeah.
We're going to be Breaking Bad in a second.
So what was that, Dave? I think you were cueing me to go to another one.
No, I want you to finish up your segment because I have a segment I want to go to as well that falls in line.
All right, so well, another thing that really pisses off flight attendants, pisses me off too, using the bathroom at an inopportune time. It's like that person who stands up on the aisle when you're on the tarmac, and then they always come on with that announcement, please remain seated, and they're very nice about it, but then they get really pissed really quick, and they start doing the we're not going to be able to go anywhere, and we won't be able to take off, and everyone on the plane is going to get pissed at you if you don't sit down. Alcohol works really well in flight. It does. Alcohol is what, like a 2-to-1 ratio of getting fucked up a dude or something like that.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah. People don't realize that, and then that's when they do crazy shit and like jump up on carts and poop on them and stuff like that. It's insane. I've seen those stories.
You on?
I had one more request from Craig.
Yeah.
That I had to tell Glenn tonight. It's the joke of the day.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready?
Glenn.
Yeah.
Bruce has got the joke of the day for you. Are you ready?
Can you get a sound effect or something?
What do a BMW and a cactus have in common?
A BMW and a cactus?
Yep.
I don't know. What?
Cactus has got the prick on the outside.
That's a good one. I like it.
I don't know where that puts me because I have both a BMW and a Mercedes. So
which is strange, all in the same kind. I mean, that's like, I got to be front row for Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd.
Right, yeah.
I'm not sure anybody's doing that anymore, but it's fair to say that Glenn has probably driven more in the last week than he's driven in the last 3 months.
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
How many miles on that Subaru?
Because of my heritage, we like to call it the Super Jew. But
Super Jew.
I feel like the Atlantic City to LaGuardia to Mohegan Sun
and back. That was a pretty good trip too. This one though, man, that was a really long trip. That must have been I think that was a 6-hour plus journey. And then let's say I did this thing at Honeywell where I was with Bruce. Bruce and I both did presentations at the sales meeting that they put together. They had this global sales meeting, which was really cool. And that's what we were talking about, the Bruce and Glenn show. And then right after that ended, I hopped in the car and I had a 7-hour drive from Brandeis to the other one. Addictivo.
So real quick, yes, this is a yes or no answer before we go into what I want to talk about next. Have you guys, we'll start with you, Craig, and go around the clockwise. We'll start
the horn.
Glenn or Craig, Glenn, Bruce.
All right.
Have you guys, yes or no, one answer, have you ever bought something from the Sky Mall?
Yes.
No, but I fantasized about it a lot.
Yes, it was booze, and it was a long time ago.
Dave,
Craig, what did you buy?
Dave, how do you even know what the Sky Ball is?
They still had it when I flew.
They still read the books, while somewhere in his 1985 to date life. So.
Yeah, but it was
87.
But it was kind of like you would look at that, and then you could go to the Sharper Image or Brookstone store at the mall and buy that same kind of stuff. So you didn't actually have to buy it from.
It was more of a duty-free purchase for me than anything.
So
which I guess
these
was
are
technically in the Sky Mall.
These are 17 ridiculous Sky Mall products.
Oh, now this is a segment.
Oh.
Dude, if I'd known you were going to do this, I would have taken the time to make an intro.
It's like the feet. No.
high waist control boxer
High waist
brief.
control boxer brief.
It goes all the way up to just below this dude's nipples.
The man
Spanks.
Oh, that's funny.
Dude, it's so funny that they're showing a picture of like an insanely fit dude. Like he really needs that.
Doesn't need it at all.
It's covering his six pack is what
It
it's
really,
doing.
it should have been someone like me on there, honestly.
Right.
Outdoor chase lounger.
For dogs. You missed
For
that
dog.
part.
Sorry, outdoor dog lounger. Yes.
That's pretty cute.
Bob's affirmation box, where the box will tell you,
Looking good, Bob.
looking good, Bob.
No, Glenn.
Bob, pull up your pants.
The glow in the dark toilet seat. Only $49.99 in stock.
Yeah.
And it
Hey,
comes in a
Dave.
variety of colors.
Dave, that's hysterical, dude. Hold on. Nikki's got a joke before we move on.
Go ahead.
One asks, why did you become a pilot? He responds, to overcome my fears. The other asks, which one? Heights? To which he says, dying alone.
That was funny, Bob.
That's a dark one.
Keep telling those jokes, Bob.
Dark hoodie, or hoodie, travel hoodie pillow.
Hey,
So
look,
you-
hey, Bruce, the thing's in the front.
Yeah, somebody's fucking dumb. I mean,
But it has to be in the front because the hoodie's attached.
yeah. Well, I don't know. That
If
could
you
be
get-
Velcro.
Well, I think that brings us into the F&M on Glenn's shirt with this picture. Fucking and morons.
Right.
All right, there we go.
We have the American Eagle.
Wait,
room
what about the
divider.
Sea Breacher customized
wait,
boat?
wait.
What the hell is that about?
Sorry, I thought that was just an advertisement.
Perks,
The Sea
too.
Breacher customized boat. My apologies. I thought that was actually like an advertisement.
Oh, that looks actually pretty cool.
Let's see. There's a very loud music in my ear right now. You
Yeah,
guys
I
can't
would stop
hear.
that
It's
music.
loud.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we're going to some remote location, and we need the boat delivered.
That's really cool. I feel like I saw that in a James Bond movie in the 1980s or
Exactly.
something like that.
I
Yeah.
love the shark drawing. All right, so now we have the American Eagle room divider. And in case you're not sure what a room divider looks like, you can actually get up close and personal with it.
Right.
The
And
wine-
hold on. I want to look at that thing again. That's really awesome. I actually have one of those in my house, and behind it, I have my plates collection of famous American presidents.
Is Lee Zeldin in there at any point?
Yeah, well, I have a whole room dedicated to Lee Zeldin.
There you go.
The wine glass holder necklace.
That's awesome. I feel like I've seen that in Vegas.
Yeah.
I feel like you're spilling that shit right on your shirt.
Craig, I think
the
this should
second
be
you move.
Craig, this should be a Click 6 gift for the VIP party.
As soon as you reach forward to say hello to somebody,
No.
yeah, you're gonna
Yeah,
splash.
no, it's the gifts for the LIPs, the least important people. Make them realize how unimportant they are.
The Saddle Baby hands-free shoulder carrier. So you wear it around your chest, it straps in their ankles, and you don't have to use your hands to hold the baby up. I'm telling you guys, genius.
Wow.
Genius.
Right up to the point Dad trips. Okay. So, yeah. All
The
right.
Obama and McCain figurine only has a 1 star though.
Oh,
don't
that
know.
is really a weird freaking
Weird.
That's a
image.
very
That is
creepy
there.
looking.
I don't
Yeah.
see McCain there. I only see
I
something.
don't see McCain either, but so it's a very poor depiction of Obama
As a dragon?
with a dragon tail. And, yeah, I don't get it. I'm
That's
not
probably
a
why I
pa-
made this list. I'm
I'm
not.
not a paper cup with lid.
Oh, it's
So
porcelain.
I'm
So it's
So
plastic.
what
Plastic?
is it? So what is it?
No, I think it's going to be a porcelain with a rubber top.
Oh no, no,
it
it isn't.
It
It
is
is no
rubber
longer
top. It is a
available.
rubber top. It looks like. So I think Craig is right. Craig must have bought one. Craig, is this what you bought when you bought from the Sky Mall?
No,
That's
I
what it
got
is.
a kind of a boogie board thing with a view space in it so that my son could see the fish and everything when I took him out in the ocean.
Oh, that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
The
And is there-
waistband stretcher. There you
I
go for the fatties in your life.
Waistband structure.
need 2 of those, would you please?
Perfect for those sad
hysterical.
late nights full of ice cream and despair.
Hey, Glenn,
Wow.
does that device make those pants make your ass look fat?
No, it's supposed to make it fit better.
Right?
The Squirrel Tree Climber Sculpture with full repelling gear and helmet.
That's just stupid.
$34.95.
I'm not even sure. I understand what the point
The
of
beard
that is.
hat.
Check out the guy that can't quit.
I've got an octopus hat, so it's okay.
Craig, these are looking like great gift ideas for.
See, I'm thinking at a football game, that's not a terrible idea, but fuck,
Yeah.
I got to be drunk to wear that.
Well, the other thing is, Bruce, if you fill your beer while you're taking a drink at the football game,
all right,
always leave out the beard.
This is actually funny.
What the hell? What is the litter robot?
So I actually have one of these, not this model, but I have something similar, and it works so well. So essentially, for the busy person like myself and the lazy person like my wife,
don't talk ill of her.
So she's my wife, Craig.
Yeah.
So basically, what happens? I'm not sure what this one does, but the one that I have, what it does is the cat goes in the box. The whole thing turns after they're done with their business.
Right.
And it basically sifts out the clumped litter into a hole in the bottom, which I'm assuming is what this drawer is.
Right.
There's a bag in there, so you pull out the drawer, you just wrap up the bag and take the whole litter box. You take the litter box out.
Yep.
It tilts back to bring the clean litter back in, so you're not having to change out as much.
I heard that drawer. That drawer's a real liar.
Meow.
Totally full of shit.
That was a good one, Craig.
Hey.
Number 16.
Wait, hold on. Before we go into that, Nixie's got another horrible joke, and she's saying that at airports they only sell one kind of chocolate, just plain chocolate.
I get it. But you also forgot to put Nikki has a wine necklace and it works great. And Andrea's saying what I'm saying. Can we get these for Click 6?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Not no, but F no.
I'll make a deal with you, Craig. Hold on. I'm gonna stop the screen share for this one. I'll make a deal with you, Craig. If you get the wine holder as a gift for Click 6, I will ask questions on the streets of New York one time.
Oh
no. You've got to ask questions for a year.
Oh, not a year. Maybe once a month for a year.
Nope. Every Friday for a year on New York. And I give you the questions.
First of all, there's only like 4 people at Click that actually drink wine. Everybody else just drinks liquor and beer. So it's
yeah, we do. All right. Remote control tarantula spider.
Nice.
In case you want to freak out the plane that you're on.
Hammaker Slimmer. I remember them.
That's what we do.
Number 17, the Siamese Slanket.
Oh, how romantic.
Wow.
So those are 17 ridiculous products in this Sky Mall. I think I might have to find some more for next week and make this maybe a weekly segment, because I'm sure there's plenty of things we can find.
Oh, what do we got there?
We got a puppy with a bunny.
Let's see.
One of her toys.
Let's see it. Let's see her.
Come on up. There's the baby.
Oh, hey, baby.
Let's do this. And it farts. Say hi. Come say hi.
Hi, Mackay.
Good girl.
Hi, Mackay.
Uncle Bruce, Uncle Glenn, Uncle David are all here. Now let me go. I want my bunny back.
Oh, sorry. This is the picture I was looking for. Oh, why is it's not picture of one shot. Sorry. This was the picture I was looking for when I was trying to show the stupid pillow. I found it in another article. This one I actually saw in a Sky Mall magazine on a plane for the first time.
Yeah, and nobody's going to be annoyed if you bring that thing on board.
I swear to God, I was looking at.
How long do you think it took him to blow it up?
No, I think it's foam.
I don't think so.
Is it air? No, I think it's.
You're not going to let it. I mean, is that going to be a carry-on?
Maybe it's a personal item.
Well, you can't physically blow that up when you get on an airplane. You'll be out of breath. You'll be all fucked up for the whole flight.
Now, I find that humorous. Okay.
Why do you think he's actually not asleep? He just passed out.
This is exactly the thing I saw on a Sky Mall.
My last thing on airlines. Number one, Glenn, has your opinion of aisle versus?
Oh, look, it's a combination neck brace and neck sleeper.
Oh my God,
this is awful. All right, I'm gonna do this real quick before we get that Bruce question.
Wait, Bruce, go ahead. You were saying what?
Funny, but it's just awful.
have you changed your opinion of aisle versus window since the pandemic?
No, I still love the aisle seat.
I always take the aisle.
100% aisle seat right here.
My bladder commands that I try to get the aisle under
Your
all
bladder
those
commands.
Yeah,
I have actually, and I'm gonna
All right, Andrew.
just gonna say this. I have actually decided that I am legitimately going to try under 2-hour flights to take the window.
Interesting. And
Under 2 hours, I could see.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be fucking hit with everybody's shit when I walk up the aisle.
Yeah, I've got
Number two, I don't want to have to get up. I don't need to get up. I come on the plane ready to sit down for 2 hours. I'm going to sit down for 2 hours.
Okay.
But that's the exact reason why.
I don't want to get hit by everybody else's shit either. And how old are you now, Bruce?
49.
Okay, so
Ooh.
you're almost at that advanced age, like Glenn and myself.
Yeah, enjoy the window seat while you can.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's
But
it.
see,
I got 6 months.
I'll tell you though, my body, I've traveled for so many years, it just acts differently on a plane.
Yeah, totally.
It doesn't want to go anywhere near that bathroom unless it's an absolute friggin' emergency. And if that happens,
I've had a couple
I've
instances.
made a mistake.
Oh yeah, I've never had that kind of a situation. I want to thank my system for cooperating with me. I've never had a situation where I had to do
situation.
any extended stay in a bathroom on the airplane. I have had a couple of situations though where I'm feeling great, and then the second I land, we're getting to the gate, I'm like, oh my god. But
see, I'd rather use the bathroom on the plane than the bathroom in the airport. At least the bathroom on the plane I know is cleaned before we got on.
I don't know. I don't know. Hell
yeah, I'm not going.
No.
And I also don't use the regular public bathrooms.
Airplane.
Listen, I joined the Sky Lounge for a reason, and that's mostly to be able
but
to.
You don't have to join the Sky Lounge, Glenn, because if you get the American Express corporate platinum card,
well, I have a card that gets me into the Sky Lounge. That's what I meant.
Everybody's got to have that corporate Amex card, platinum card. Get you in for free.
Right now,
I have the Delta, the American Express Delta Reserve card that does that for me.
I'm a fan of the aisle seat, not because I am worried about bathroom breaks, but because I just can't sit in one spot for so long. I need to get up and walk around, especially on a flight over 2 hours. I'm the guy that walks up and down the aisle for no purpose, just because I have to stretch my legs out.
So you're an ass and face guy? See, I don't like the ass and face people. They walk up and down the aisle, they turn around, they start talking to somebody, their ass is in my face.
No. To be fair, I turn around all the way in the galleyway. I walk all the way to the galleyway, turn around, walk back. So
I find the galley, when the flight attendants are not sitting there eating, is a great place to take a moment and stretch and stuff like that before you go back to your seat. Yeah.
Now, I think everybody, with the exception of one, we all remember what it was like to fly prior to 9/11. And
I remember flying on 9/11. Yes.
Yeah, there was no issue getting up and down.
I remember being a freshman in high school on 9/11.
Of course you were. Of course you were.
I was a freshman in high school.
Yeah. Glenn, Bruce, and I were either at or on our way to the Arizona Biltmore to the Lodging Conference.
Yep.
So did you guys get stuck somewhere? Did they have to emergency land you somewhere else?
No. We were in line on the tarmac to take off at John Wayne, and the pilot came on and said, by order of the FAA, we're returning to the gate. Everybody must get off the plane, go get their bags. The airport is closed. That's all the messaging we got. So everybody started turning on their phone and calling people. And I called a friend of mine who dropped me off, because you could just walk into John Wayne Airport in Orange County 5-10 minutes before and get right on your plane and go. and he goes, "You haven't heard?" And I said, "No. What the hell's going on?" And he goes, 9/11, the towers in New York are gone. Pentagon, another flight. So he turned around and picked me up, and we went to a hotel across the street to see the news on and what was going on. And it's like, oh my God. Now, Glenn, you were in Phoenix already, weren't you?
No.
Or were you on your way?
No. I literally, Bruce, I actually had a window seat for that particular flight. And I was taking off, and I'm like, holy shit, what's going on at the World Trade Center? It's on fire. That's pretty fucked up.
Whoa!
Wow.
Didn't think anything of it after that. And then we were like 2 hours into the flight, Craig, and then the announcement came on: the FAA has closed all airport space. We're making an immediate landing. We landed in Chicago. The entire airport was filled with airplanes everywhere you could look. It was the craziest thing, and nobody had any idea what was going on. And as soon as we landed, everybody started making phone calls. As soon as and Dave, this was back in the day when cell phone service was not as good as it is now. And
I know, yeah.
Everyone was using their phones simultaneously. So I was just calling everybody, hoping to get through to somebody. Yeah. I got through to one of my buddies. I'm like, I was engaged at the time. I'm like, call Helene, have her call my parents. And then as soon as you do that, please call and try to get me a hotel room somewhere, So I had a friend that took care of all of that. And I got stuck in Chicago for several days before I was finally able to get a Amtrak back, which was like an 18-hour trip or something like that.
Bruce, where were you?
So I was on my way to Phoenix. I had taken my first flight, which was out of Boston.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You would have got out of Logan, yeah. So
it's pretty scary though, dude. Right.
So 2 of the hijackers came down through Boston, took a 6 a.m. flight from Portland, Maine. That's through Boston.
Which Seth MacFarlane was supposed to be on, but he drank too much and overslept.
Came through Boston. I was on the 6 a.m. to Cincinnati and landed in Cincinnati. All was normal. Then when I was approaching the gate, and at that time I was like, I'll approach the gate late, just want to be the last guy on the plane because I had a good aisle seat. It was before there was Delta Comfort or any of that crap. Yeah. But I was in the front of coach, and I had a decent seat. And we boarded the plane. We pulled away from the gate, and we probably got, I would say, backed up, and the tow pulled away. And this is like 8:45 probably, right around the time. And as I had approached the gate, there were more redcoats that approached the gate, which if you fly Delta, those are managers or leadership on. And we couldn't actually pull right back into the gate that we pulled away from. We had to go to a different gate. But as soon as they let us talk, which was still on the tarmac, they let us talk. I called my office and I said, the first thing I said was, get me a hotel room. This is going to be a couple days.
Yep.
Oh. And then I heard that shit had gone down, but I ended up with because if you know Cincinnati, it's not actually in Ohio. It's in Erlanger, Kentucky.
Yeah.
Huh. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So the airport it's on either side of the Ohio River.
Right.
And so I ended up at a Comfort Suites that would come pick me up.
Wow.
That was solid 15 minutes away from the airport.
Yeah.
Okay. But they just lost all their reservations, so they were fine to help me out.
Yep.
And I was across the street from a Hooters and a liquor store. So I was in good shape.
Yeah. I had about the equivalent, and there was
I walked downstairs at 6 o'clock.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Okay, I walked downstairs at 6 o'clock, and the shuttle guy was still there. I'm like, you must not be doing much, right? He's like, no, just kind of, I'm here. I was like, well, I got $20 that says you're going to take me to the casino right now, and he says, Yeah, I'm taking you to the casino right now. I said, all right, I'll see you in a few hours. Which was about 15 minutes away. It was one of those floating casinos.
Yeah. Oh,
that
that's pretty
literally
cool.
had to move away from the dock,
Yeah.
which was,
before you
10
could play.
feet before you could play, but only 10 feet. So it was, it went back in. But yeah, I got set up all right. And then the next day, I got a flight from Cincinnati back to Hartford, Connecticut, because Boston was closed for an extended period of time. Because
They opened the airspace the next day?
No. It was several days.
Not in Boston, but in Hartford, they did open it.
Hartford.
So I was able to get back to Hartford and then got
Interesting.
car service back to Boston. So I was lucky. And there was only, I don't know, 40 people on the plane. Maybe it wasn't full at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did. It was able to leave the next afternoon.
Wow.
Yeah, all the airports in California were closed for at least a week.
Yeah, I don't recall anything being open. Wow.
It's my first example of status mattered.
Because also, it was pretty interesting that both of us were smart enough to say the first thing out of our mouths was get me a hotel room.
Yep, exactly. Because I'm going to be stuck here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell my story. Right? What's that, Greg?
You were in junior high school?
High school, freshman in high school.
Second grade.
So I'll tell my story. But then I have a question before we wrap. So built around that, everything. So as a freshman in high school, and it was obviously early in the school year. So for those who don't know how the Northeast works, we don't go to school in the middle of August, like the South. It
starts a day after Labor Day, typically.
Yeah. So we're talking, September 11th, right? I don't know when Labor Day was exactly that year, but it wasn't long into our school year. And there have been rumors in the summer that our teachers were going to go on strike that year. And so
exciting.
The bus pulls in, whatever time it was, 7:30, 8 o'clock. And the teachers as we're pulling up, the teachers are outside picketing. So we're like, yeah, this is great. Mind you, this is my birthday, my 14th birthday, because my birthday's September 11th.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. So.
Oh, wow. You're the second person I know that's a 9/11 baby.
I know 3 people me and 2 others.
I have a 9/11 baby friend too.
Wow.
So
it's better than being your birthday Christmas Eve. So you did luck out in some sense.
I'm like, this is the best birthday ever. The teachers are on strike.
Yeah.
So our school day was already jacked up. So they had the entire school together in the auditorium because that's the only place that could fit the entire school with the several administrators that were there to watch everybody. So we're all in the auditorium. We don't have any access to TVs. Like you guys said, cell phones weren't really a thing yet, especially and certainly not cell phones with full internet capabilities where you're getting all this news right.
It was pre-iPhone. Yeah. It was like clamshell phones.
Yeah, it was. It was like Nextels and whatnot. So, they were taking us to lunch at different times, and me being the freshman, our time was first, so it was like 10:30 in the morning, and obviously everything had happened already. And as we go to lunch, the teachers are back inside, and we're like, "What are you guys doing? Go back outside!" Like, no. And they're like, no, we don't feel right continuing the strike based on what's happening. None of us knew what was happening.
Right.
So we were like, the administration, I'm sure knew, but they chose not to tell us because, again,
they have to make decisions.
I'm in Westchester, New York, right? So for those who don't know about Westchester, New York, we are the first county above the city.
It's the last place that we as downstaters consider New York. Everything else doesn't count.
So, but with that said, we're in I'm in an area, and I went to a private school, so a lot of people from different areas in the county went to my lower that. So
you tell them.
Yeah.
So a lot of
remind me not to have something too high volume near you.
A lot of parents in my school, or a lot of kids in my school, had parents that worked in the city, in the Wall Street area, and in the World Trade Center.
Sure.
So the teachers were like, "What are you doing?" Or we were like, "What are you doing?" The teachers said, "We don't feel right doing what blah 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 blah." And then they told us, like, "Yeah, the World Trade Center was attacked." So now it started to spread around. Everyone started to panic. Got out their phones, trying to call their parents. Get in contact with people. They obviously closed closed school, so everyone's parents came to pick them up.
Did you actually get lunch though?
No, I think so. Yes. That honestly, I don't recall.
Yeah, pizza.
So I had one of those instances as a young kid. When you're
Hold
done.
on, Bruce. So they come and pick us up, but I also my parents lived at the time about 10 minutes from a nuclear power plant, Indian Point.
Oh my.
And they didn't know what was going on. Obviously, were they going to try to attack the power plant?
Oh,
obviously,
boy.
if they got the radiation out, you're talking about Westchester, you're talking about New York City, all that good stuff. So they had tanks, helicopters, Coast Guards with rocket launchers on the Hudson River. Like, it was I won't say it's a war zone because it wasn't a war zone by any stretch, but it was very tight military-wise. Second story about that, for those of you who don't know, my father worked in government before he retired. And he was fairly high up in state government on the judicial side. And he said on 9/11, the security and the troopers and what they're usually pretty cordial. Like, hey, we have to go here. Hey, would you mind coming with us? We have to go now.
Yeah.
On 9/11, again, not knowing what was happening, they just walked into his office and said, "Judge, we're leaving." Picked him up and escorted him out of the building. Essentially, like, not like lifted him off the ground, but like grabbed him by his his coat or his jacket and essentially hand walked him to his car and said, "Don't come back until we call you."
Wow.
Hey, before we go into Plugapalooza, Bruce, you need to talk about Boston sports. What's happening with all the teams? Glenn loves Boston sports. So.
I really do.
Wait, before we talk about that, one more
I'm sure my wife and her friend are going to love talking that I'm talking about Boston sports rather than cooking them dinner. So
before we talk about the terrible thing that has anything to do with Boston,
yeah,
I have a quick question about follow up on that. So, Craig, as a conference leader, you're the lodging conference. You guys are all supposed to be going there. 9/11 happens and basically wipes out the entire thing. Obviously, the events are much more important than the conference. But what do you do in that event where you're live, you're there, you're set up?
It hadn't started yet. They canceled it.
I started calling the organizer of the conference who's been on the
Didn't Harry do it in January?
No. Yeah.
Not after 9/11.
Yeah.
They had about maybe 60 to 80 people that had already made it.
Yeah.
But not a lot.
They canceled it, and I was calling Harry and couldn't get through. My boss told me, said, "Look, just get in your car and go, or go rent a car and go. Don't worry about it." And I said, "Okay." And I tried calling him one more time, didn't get through. I had my bag in the trunk and my phone rang, and it was Stacy Silver, and she was telling me the conference was canceled because of what had just happened. I said, "Okay, great." I said, "Harry, or you guys need me to make any phone calls or do anything, let me know and I'll be glad to help out." And I showed up at my office the next day, and my office at the time was basically at the end of the runway of Long Beach Airport. And my entire team was not feeling comfortable. Long Beach Airport was two things: a great commuter airport, but we also had Boeing there, and they built one of their cargo planes for the military there. So everybody was thinking soft target. You
guys aren't drinking enough. Come on.
I'm out of alcohol, and I got to get
going.
Listen,
we got to get going. So we're going to skip any talk about Boston sports because honestly, nobody cares. So, Glenn,
let's get to this. Bruce Ford, plug away that shit.
Hey, lodgingeconometrics.com. We released all of our latest forecasts on the second quarter, the mid-year, which goes out to 2024 now. BFINNH on Twitter. And, of course, contact me anytime at bruce@lodgingeconometrics.com. And such a pleasure to be with all of you tonight. Have a wonderful weekend and a great Labor Day.
Yeah, awesome. Dave?
Same thing as always. No vacancy live. New York Yankees, go Yankees. Anything anti-Boston I'm all for. Other than that, enjoy your weekend, guys. We're coming up on the fall, so a lot of fun coming up. A lot of trouble for you guys.
Hey, David, would you throw up those 2 pictures of Glenn and I, please?
Yes, I will, but
while Dave's doing that, I will say we're taking next week off, as I'll be at an airplane and it's Labor Day weekend, but we'll be back in 2 weeks. Hey, look at that, baby.
I want to thank the International Hospitality Institute. I made their most powerful people USA hospitality list, and Glenn is a double. Where's Glenn's picture, David? Put that up there.
It's all right. You're looking at me right here.
Is he like double bubble, or
he is double bubble?
Yeah.
So what's the winner? What's the winner for the FNM? What's the vote?
Oh,
is it money or
I go with the rain? I go with the rain with no
money.
money.
I think fucking money. I'm going to call it right there. Fucking money. So
I'm on that too.
Bruce? What's your favorite?
I think I'm on fucking money.
Yeah. Well, good thing I have the controls because I get the final vote. Durain, you win.
Yeah.
You're trying to suck up to Durain. We know that.
Yeah. All right. So if nobody's paying attention to this clusterfuck, I'll still be hosting a session next week at My Place Hotel's annual event. I'll be doing a general session over at the Lodging Conference, and it's going on in October. I'm going to be hosting an event for NEWH in Las Vegas. I'm looking forward to that. Are you seeing that?
He has to pull his glasses.
Glenn couldn't look any more grandpa.
Oh my God, this is for close. My eyes are still sort of working for far. My calendar on the other end of my room. In November, I'll be at Red Roof. I'll be in the Maine Hospitality Association back in Vegas to interview the president of Wynn Resorts on No Vacancy Live, which you could catch Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, wherever you get your shows. All right, everybody, thanks so much for being here.
Aloha.
Aloha. Hasta luego. Be good. Catch you all next time.
No talking over the